have served many times in the reserves, and you have a rank that I won't even begin to try to say because I don't understand it. So tell us what your rank is.
I've just been promoted to Brigadier General.
That's Army?
That's Army.
Okay. And you were Army Reserve?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, Mandy told us a little bit about you that the folks at home have already seen, that you were a social worker. Okay. Then you went on several deployments to Iraq, I'm guessing? Different places?
Yeah, different places.
Different places.
Right.
Then you came back. We saved you. The last time you were gone, about 6 years. County saved your job. She says hallelujah. We all say thank goodness, because you've come back at a wonderful time to address a need, and that's what we're going to talk with you about. To lead the department of the revamped Office of Veteran Services. And you've got two fellas and a woman over there helping you, and I'll let you introduce those folks. But first of all, I want to talk about the need, which you understand firsthand because you've been on the front lines. You understand social work. You understand the need. And recently, if you folks at home didn't see it, he did speak with our county commissioners and did a great job of laying out the need. And I would like for you to tell me a little bit about what you guys are facing in your office over there.
Okay. The Office of Veteran Affairs actually says that there's going to be a decline in the number of veterans. Right. They project about 200 in Buncombe County, for example, less per year. The problem is while there's an actual decline, if it actually shows up that way, it doesn't really accurately depict the need. We're losing roughly 1,000 World War II veterans every single day. That's what's contributing to the decline.
And that was a big need in the past.
Right, it was. And right now there's like 25 million veterans across the United States. There's 21,000 plus a little bit in Buncombe County. So the numbers seem to indicate. So you're losing all these World War II vets every single day, which is a great loss for us. But those guys and gals have already been served by the VA. Now they may get a check, they may get their medical stuff done at the VA, but all the work of getting them engaged and involved in the system has been done. What hasn't been done is dealing with the last 10 years of war.
Right.
And so, you know, we've had, I think I've figured it out, there's like 2 million people that have been deployed, of which 793,000 have been deployed more than once across the last 10 years. And that's assuming we stop, you know, right now. Right. And all those folks coming back have got issues. Not all, but you understand what I'm saying when I say that.
They're different issues, too.
They're different issues. It falls into different categories in a way. We have 40,000+ wounded, and many of these that are wounded would never have survived if it had been Vietnam era or if it had been Korea. So they're coming back with horrible amputations, a thing called TBI, traumatic brain injury, where they've been exposed to a concussive event that's basically shaken their brain up. And they're coming back, and their needs are going to be greater just statistically because in the past they would have been dead.
That's something none of us realize. At least I didn't, and I think I'm pretty average. So that if we were an era back, these folks would not be coming back.
That's correct. We have done wonderful things in terms of trying to take care of people on site, and without, you know, becoming overly graphic, you can have a person, a soldier, that's exposed to an IED, an improvised explosive device. There are instances where they've lost several limbs in the event itself because a medic has been on site, because they have good transportation out of the area and good technology on the other side once they get them out. These guys and gals are surviving these events, which is good. I mean, they've actually got people that do research to try to answer that question, whether this is good or bad.
Right.
And in some respects, it's what the veteran makes of it.
Yeah.
But generally
But they need
speaking,
help.
they do.
And this is, you're just making the point so beautiful, because it's a different help than our World War II or Vietnam folks needed. You're changing the face of veteran services, because these folks are coming back, but they're going to need help to be able to re-enter society in a different way.
They are, and one of the things that the community is going to see common between this conflict and between what has happened in Vietnam are the PTSD. We didn't know what it was called. We didn't know the right language to give it. But everybody's heard about it now. And what I can tell you is that of these folks that have been involved and engaged in these experiences, right now somewhere between 12 and 20% of them are already coming back showing PTSD type symptomology. There are some studies that indicate that up to 35% are going to end up with some sort of stress disorder that we're going to have to try to help. And PTSD affects the whole community.
It certainly does. It does. So even if you don't have a outside physical injury, you could have that.
Absolutely.
And that's a big percentage of the folks that come back.
Well, if it shows up to be 35% of 2 million people,
yeah, that's a big number.
That's a lot of folks.
And even here in Buncombe County.
Yes, absolutely.
So you are just perfectly situated, I think, to address this need that's coming even into our county. How is your office going to do that? And what does, I know if folks at home are like me, I knew we had an Office of Veteran Services, didn't really know what they did. I really didn't know how to tell anybody about it because I didn't know what you did. So now, what do y'all do and what can you do for our veterans? Or if somebody's watching at home and they know a veteran who might use your services, what do y'all do?
Well, I want to kind of build to that answer, if you don't mind, because
Sure.
I want to compliment Buncombe County.
Sure.
They gave me a job. That's cool. That's great. I'm happy about that. But what they also did is in military vernacular, they put resources against a problem set. They had an office of one person that, if you look at the history, was overworked and hidden away sort of in the general organizational scheme of things. What they did is they hired me for whatever that's worth, and then they hired 2 veteran service officers to actually work the cases, and they hired a clerical person, put us together as a structure, and then put us on Main Street, so to speak, where we can be found, doing things like this to where the word gets out and people can come in. Now, once you do that, then all of a sudden you are a resource that's available to the community.
Right.
And that's where we can actually make a difference. Any veteran is welcome. Any family member of a veteran is welcome to walk into our office.
That's a key piece too. I'm glad you said that because I don't think a lot of people know you're also there to help families of veterans.
We are, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so much I want to say. Forgive me.
That's okay.
One of the beautiful things about the way this office is set up and the resources the county has given us is they have given us the liberty to color a wee bit outside the lines of what strict veteran services is. Normally, a veteran service office works directly for a county. And when they do that, then their sole purpose is pretty much the veteran comes in, you do what you can to get them linked up to services with the VA.
Right.
Either at a state level or at the federal level, but that's what you do specifically. What the county has given us liberty to do is to also be concerned a little bit beyond that. So if they're homeless or if they have some sort of job issue, we may not be able to solve it, but we know how to try to get them connected with people who can solve it. So there's an element of social justice or social work that comes into play that, you know, other veteran service offices don't have the opportunity, time, or resources to do. We do.
That makes me so proud of Buncombe County.
I may live in Haywood, but I'm kind of fond of Buncombe right now.
I'm so glad because that's just perfect of what Mandy and I were talking about earlier. Whatever it takes, you matter to us. I know those are buzzwords we're hearing and the folks at home will hear more about. But these people matter, and you don't just want to say, okay, we can do this for you in this little box, and now go on your way. You have the liberty to say, this is your need, and this is everything we know of that's available to help you. And you touched on homeless veterans, and I heard you say it when you spoke with the commissioners that that's a huge issue.
Oh, absolutely. Basically, veterans make up roughly 8% of the population, if you kind of just spread it out across the United States. But of the homeless population, they make up 20%, which right away tells you that there's a disproportionate representation, for whatever reason, in our homeless population. We have one organization that's church related here in town that does a really, really good job trying to reach out and meet those needs. There are people that they can't reach. There's limits upon their resources. And so there are other folks out there that you know, are homeless right now. Maybe we can help them. Maybe we can help prevent them from becoming homeless.
Right, that's a key right there. When I heard the credentials of some of the folks that you have working over there,
Yep.
that's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be surprising we're effective. In fact, what you will hear me say over and over, if this is not successful, then the fault is definitely mine, because they have given me good people to do the job.
So you want people to call you.
Absolutely.
If they think you might be able to help them, call. If you know somebody who you think could use the resources here, they need to call, and we'll get your contact information on the screen for folks. Is there any one thing that you want folks to know about Veteran Services?
Yes, actually there is. There's a lot of folks whose job it is to guard resources. They try to check to make sure you meet this qualification, that criteria, one thing or another. That's not our job. We are not gatekeepers of resources. Veteran service officers are advocates for the veteran. So the veteran, or the veteran's family, can come in, and it's our job to try to help them. You know, we might be able to look at a piece of paper and say, okay, we may not think that this is going to work, but guess what? We're going to go for it anyway, because that's what the veteran wants. That's what he may want, she may need. You know, they're earned benefits. These are not entitlement type things. They're earned benefits. Right. And our job is to try to help that veteran or their family connect with those things. And we'll do our best to do that. Don't care about all the other stuff that goes around them. Send them to us. We'll help.
That is awesome. Well, I'm proud of this office. I'm proud of you. I'm proud the county hired you. I think it's awesome. I think you just spread the word. That's all I can say. Y'all are out front. You're on the street. They can find you. Spread the word, and I hope folks will come, and definitely those veterans who need the services can find you guys, because I really think you can help them.
We'll look forward to trying.
Great. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Stay tuned. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Buncombe Live. Once again, I'm so proud of this county. Kevin, that's just some amazing information. And if you are a veteran, if you know a veteran, if you're a family of a veteran, if you think they can help you, please call them. They have wonderful resources. And as you can see, their office is right here. Come see them. Parking is in our deck or here on the street, right here at the roundabout. They're easy to find. Just give them a call. I really think that they could really help this community and you and our veterans. I'm so proud that we've made that available.